If you have 30 minutes, you can grow your gym. I'm Chris Cooper. This is Run a Profitable Gym, and I have a brand new book called The Simple Six. After years, almost a decade, mentoring gym owners with thousands of alumni around the world, 800 gyms in our current program, what I've done is I've boiled down what really counts to grow your gym into 6 simple steps. These are called the Simple Six. Today, I'm going to walk you through an exercise to grow your gym using this Simple Six model and create these compounding gains that will just keep growing and growing over time. Starting in April, I'm going to be delivering this to CrossFit affiliates, but this model works for every gym. The method that you're using to get clients results is less important to your business than the actual business model that you're using. And just like when I'm mentoring businesses, it doesn't matter if you're a CrossFit gym or an access-based gym or a jiu-jitsu gym, you can use the Simple Six to grow your business. In fact, this is so powerful that we often use it with businesses that aren't even gyms. So today, the workbook that I'm going to share with you is specifically for CrossFit affiliates. If you're a CrossFit affiliate, I hope you attend one of our seminars at your CrossFit affiliate summits. If you're not a CrossFit affiliate, you're a different type of gym or a different type of business altogether, go to simplesix.com and you can download a workbook and play along with me. What we're going to do here is beat all the overwhelm, throw out all the different ideas that you've got to grow your business, stop working on 3 things, start working on 1 thing, create incremental growth that compounds over time, and just create a completely different gym for you a year from now. So this is the workbook, The Simple Six. Again, you can go to simplesix.com and download this workbook for free. You can play along with me if you want to. First, I'm going to walk you through the steps of the Simple Six, and then we're going to actually come back and work on this together. Okay. So the Simple Six is really just a process that you can use to beat overwhelm and gain traction. And the first rule you've got to make for yourself is spend 30 minutes every day growing your business before you do anything else. Look, I know what it's like. You're busy. You get to the gym at 5 a.m. and, it's not as tidy or as clean as it should be. And so you start mopping or whatever. And 14 hours later, you look up, you've been busy all day. You're tired. You're worn out, and your gym hasn't grown. And it's depressing when this happens over and over and over again. And that was me until I made this simple rule. Every day, I'm going to do 30 minutes worth of work to grow my gym before I do anything else. So with that tiny little time window, what you do is really important with that time, right? You can't just work out. You can't just start thinking about Instagram or watching TikTok reels. What you need to do in that 30 minutes is really important. You need to do stuff that's actually going to create results for you. Now, before we jump into this, I want you to look at this sheet and circle where you are in each one of these metrics, because we're going to improve each one of these metrics as we go. So your net owner benefit is how much you earn from your business. Maybe that's salary, maybe it's dividends, maybe your business buys your truck, whatever. But the sum total of that per month, circle that on this sheet. Then I want you to circle how many clients you have on recurring memberships. Okay. And then from there, what is your average revenue per member per month? Just divide your total revenue by the number of members that you have and you'll get that number. Then I want you to measure how long the average client sticks around. That's your length of engagement. Okay. And circle that on the sheet. Then what is your effective hourly rate? So now you're taking what you earn from the gym and you divide that by how much time you spend. If you make $1,000 a week and you spend 50 hours a week working in your gym, then your effective hourly rate is $20 an hour, right? It's just what you would get paid per hour. And finally, what percentage of your money goes toward paying your expenses? So if you collect 10 grand a month and you spend 5,500 on your rent, your internet, your insurance, the fixed costs that never go away, that's where you circle here. So I would say 55%. Okay. All I want you to do is measure where you're starting from. That's it. That's going to help you identify where your biggest opportunities for growth are. Now, what we're going to do with the Simple Six, notice there are 6 metrics here. We're going to create one tactic to improve each one of those in turn. So first we're going to improve ARM and then leg and then client headcount. Okay. And then EHR and then effective hourly rate. And then we're going to give you a raise and then we're going to start over again. And this is how we create momentum, not by saying, I need to get 50 new clients, but by saying, I need to get 5 new clients. How am I going to do that? I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to give you examples as we go. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to get all of your ideas out onto paper. Now, if you're working with a mentor or you're working with Two Brain, I'm going to give you dozens of ways to do each one of these things. And I've even got some samples in this presentation in this workbook. Okay. So the first is we call it a six storm. It's like a brainstorm where you're dumping all of the tactics that you're sure are going to work. So a brainstorm is when you think of like all the different ways that I could possibly get clients. Nothing is out of bounds. A six storm is all the different ways that you are pretty sure could get you a client. Okay. So you're going to have a little bit of parameter there because there's more than enough ideas out there. We're going to have all the ways you can think of to raise your ARM, all the ways you can think of to increase retention. After we six storm each one of those, we're going to set SMART goals. That's tiny goals to improve each one of those metrics. So using clients as an example, instead of saying we're going to get 50 clients, we're going to say, let's get 5. Okay. Then we're going to select and plan the tactics. So after we make these big lists of all the ways that you can get clients, we're going to pick one that's going to get you to that SMART goal. Okay. And I'll give you an example later, but in brief, if you had to get 5 clients by Friday, how would you do it? What's the simplest, fastest, easiest way to do it? You're going to select that and you're going to just do the work. Then you're going to actually schedule the action. Okay. One thing my coach Carrie tells me is if it's important to get an appointment, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Then you're going to systemize it so that after you've done something once, you're going to hand it off to your staff and let them keep doing it while you work on the next thing. And then you're going to build consistency over time. And that's how this all scales to build you a better business. Okay. To the right there, you can see the different metrics that we're going to be growing here. ARM, leg, EHR, headcount, return on investment, and net owner benefit. That's when you get a raise. Okay. Let's start with ARM. So if you've got this workbook and you're thinking about like, how could I earn more from every client? I want you to just start jotting down ideas. Okay. So for example, the easy one that everybody comes up with is raise rates. Okay. Now I wrote that in red because that's the scariest one. But there are other things too. You know, for example, if you own a CrossFit gym, having an on-ramp program will probably help you increase your average revenue per member because then everybody will start. I bet to write that a little bit better. Okay. Everybody will start off by having the foundations down. They'll know how to do things. So when they get into a group, for example, they'll know how to do stuff. They won't feel out of place. They won't feel like an outsider. They won't feel dumb. Okay. And they'll know how to move safely and well. So an on-ramp program is a great way to increase ARM because new clients coming in pay a little bit more for that on-ramp process. It's usually done one-on-one, but it could be done in a group. And that boosts the ARM average across the board. Okay. So what I want you to do here is think of all the different ways that you can to build your ARM. Now, if you're a CrossFit gym and you're coming to the CrossFit Affiliate Summits, we're going to do these in small groups. So you're going to get some collaboration benefit from other gym owners. If you're really lucky and there's a 2Brain gym owner in your group, you're going to get like a ton of ideas here. Okay. A ton of suggestions. Then later, we're going to pick the best, easiest one for you to do. So while raise rates goes on there, it's never the one that we do first in 2Brain. And sometimes people don't have to do it at all. All right. Here's some examples that we teach in 2Brain. Now, what I've got here, you see all these little squares, right? If you're in 2Brain, you can click on any one of those squares and it goes to a full course where we actually show you step by step exactly how to do it. You know, adding no sweat intro means that you can align with the client and give them the best prescription to get to their goals instead of just selling your group class or your personal training or whatever that is. Okay. So if you're a CrossFit affiliate, adding no sweat intros is a great idea. If you're any kind of micro gym, adding no sweat intros is a great idea. Okay. And if you're in 2Brain, ta-da, you just click this button, you go to a full course on how to do it with scripts, with role play, with videos, everything that you need to start implementing no sweat intros. And that's true for every single one of these other things. Okay. So these are all the ways that you can increase ARM. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to increase leg. Now, leg is length of engagement. That's our primary retention metric. I don't care what your churn rate is. That's for software companies. I want to know, does the average person stick around in your gym long enough to make meaningful changes and improvements in their life? Do they develop a habit that they can carry forward for the next 60 years? That's what leg is, length of engagement. On the business side, of course, it also helps you know what your average client value is. So you can figure out like what you can afford to spend to acquire a client, or, where you need to improve your operations or your staffing. So I want you to write down all the ways that you're pretty sure would increase your retention. Now, there are a lot of ideas out there on retention. There's also some really good science. So there's a few ways that you can actually do this. But go ahead, six storm, write down all the ways that you've seen that you think will probably improve retention. I'll give you a tip. Improving your coaching will improve retention, but most CrossFit gyms have coaches who are already like a 7, 8, 9 out of 10. And there are other things that we can do that will improve retention much faster and easier than getting another certification. If you're coaching, your delivery is like a 7 or an 8, but operations are a 3, you're losing clients because of operations. If you're not systemized, you're losing clients because of that. It's not the coaching for most CrossFit affiliates, because CrossFit has such great coaching programs. If you're running a different type of gym, you might actually look at coaching as a way to increase retention, but you're looking for things that will measurably like move the needle. Okay. Not just hypotheticals. For example, a lot of people, they want to hand out like badges for 100 classes, 500 classes, and those are a nice to have feature, but there's no data saying like these things specifically move the needle. In Two Brain, we have a bunch of things that will specifically move the needle, and they've been proven time after time to improve retention. And so here are some of them. We could have goal reviews. There's a lot more. Okay. If you're in Two Brain, all you have to do is go to this part of the toolkit, and you'll see a ton of these that you can just click on and go straight to a full course that tells you exactly what to do step by step. If you're a CrossFit affiliate, there are certain things that you can do, and you can brainstorm these at our summits, or you can do it right now yourself on these worksheets. Next, we want to six storm ways that you can improve your effective hourly rate. Now, this is a measure of how good of an owner you are, really. Are you spending all your time doing really meaningful tasks, or are you spending time doing like menial tasks, right? Are you mopping, or are you growing? And when I first started doing this exercise, I realized like I actually did have time, but I was squandering it on things that didn't grow my business. So I thought, I need to train all the classes myself. I need to do all the one-on-one personal training myself. I need to do the mopping myself, the programming. When in reality is, if I had replaced myself in those roles, at least one of them, I would have bought myself back more time to work on the stuff that would actually grow the business, right? Mopping the floor does not grow your business. So if you hired somebody to like mop the floor for you, and while they're mopping, you sit there and you work on marketing or sales or one of these other metrics that will grow your business will grow. If you're like, I need to save $15 and do the mopping myself, your business will not grow, and you'll be tired at the end of the day, but you won't have a better business for it. Okay. So you want to start listing ways that you can improve your effective hourly rate. Now, I'll give you a cheat. If your gym is already successful, you can improve your effective hourly rate by just working less. But the point here is that you become a better CEO. You become better at growing your gym by prioritizing those tasks over the delivery stuff. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't coach. Coaching is still a high value role. This will also tell you like, here are the people that you should hire before you hire another coach to replace you. Right? Cheaper, easier to train. Now, if you're in Two Brain and you just go on the app, here are some of the ways that we've got for you to increase your effective hourly rate. How to hire people, full job descriptions, full job postings, how to write staff playbooks, full templates for that, how to evaluate people, job contracts, all that's available. If you're in Two Brain, you just click this and bam, there it is. Everything that you need. Next, we want to do a brainstorming session on improving headcount. Okay. So I know you're getting a million Facebook ads about, we will give you 30 clients in 30 days, your money back. But the reality is you don't need that. What you need to do is determine like, if I had to get 5 clients by next Friday, how would I do it? And so when I do this with long-term affiliates, long-term gym owners, I say like, what is the easiest, fastest way for you to get 5 clients? And they always mention something that's worked in the past. Oh yeah, 3 years ago, we did this thing. I reached out to all my former clients. And they just stopped doing that because they were so overwhelmed with new ideas that they didn't keep delivering on the basics. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to teach you how to teach that to your staff later. But right now you want to brainstorm like, here's all the ways that I can get more clients. Okay. Now, if you're in Two Brain, we've got tons of these for you. How to set up different marketing funnels, how to set up referral programs, content vault with like thousands of pieces of content that you can publish. You don't need an AI robot doing this stuff. Here are actual proven content pieces that you can just copy, paste, and use. Here's how to do Instagram. Here's how to do podcasting. Here's how to set up your SEO. All this stuff, okay? If you're in TwoBrain, you just click this and there's a full course, everything that you need to do all this stuff. If you're not in TwoBrain though, what I want you to do is think about like ways that you used in the past to get more clients or ways that other people have used to get more clients that you're not skeptical about. You've seen the ads, 30 clients in 30 days or more likely 100 leads in 30 days, right? Great. Like crap leads. That's what we all need. So the next sixth storm I want you to do is ROI. I want you to list places that you think of as expenses, okay? Like your bookkeeper, like your website, like your mentor even if you want to. And you can say, how can I improve the return on investment that I'm making here? So think about your space, think about your loans, think about your staff. These are all investments, not expenses. Investments should return you more than you're paying for them. Okay. So your accountant should make you back more money or save you more money than you're paying for the accountant. Your mentor should make you more money than you're investing in the mentor. The software, your website should make you money that you can actually see every month. Okay. So look at places where you have expenses. And instead of thinking, how do I cut this expense? Think, how do I improve my return on investment? Okay. Now, if you're in TwoBrain, here's a couple of different ways that we do it. We have an exercise called the 6 audits where you go through your facility, you go through your staffing, you go through your software tools, and you look for ways that you can get a better return on each one. Entrepreneurialism, building an annual plan, and then doing an exercise called Can You Afford It before you buy something new. These are all ways to improve ROI. Next thing you're going to do is think of ways to give yourself a raise. Now, non-entrepreneurs don't get this step, right? My non-entrepreneurial friends, my mom, they read this book and they're like, well, just pay yourself more. Entrepreneurs know it's not that easy. We tell ourselves these stories like, oh, I've got to have 2 months expenses saved in my bank account. No, you don't. We say things like, I'll pay myself more when I get to 100 clients. Whatever. I just want you to write down ways that you can pay yourself more. Okay. So one way might be like the profit first method. It's a great one. It's not the only one. There's simple tricks that you can do. Now, finally, here's a couple of different ways that we teach gym owners, especially affiliates, how to do this. The next thing we want to do is set some very small tactical goals for ourselves. So before we launch onto this like 3-month process of I'm going to get everybody on my staff their L2, or like, oh, I need to upgrade the curtains in the men's restroom, showers to improve my leg. I want you to pick a very small, very tactical goal that you can hit in about a week. Okay. So for example, I'm going to say if I'm working with a gym, like I want to improve my average revenue per member by about $6. Okay. I want to improve my leg by 6 weeks. Obviously I like the number 6, but pick something small. 10 is probably too big of a number in most cases. Okay. Here's the cool thing. Look, if you're like, Coop, I need 30 clients. I'm not paying the rent. I need to pay myself. I need 30 clients. Awesome. The fastest way to get 30 clients is to get one client and then repeat that thing 30 times. It's not to look for the one thing that's going to get you 30 clients all at once. I promise you, if I showed up tomorrow with a bus with 30 clients holding their Visa cards and we walked into your gym, you couldn't keep them all. So it's better to get like one at a time, even if that's one every hour or one every day, instead of just trying to get 30 all at once. So breaking this problem down is really what's helped TwoBrain gyms excel so much faster than the rest of the industry. And that's why you've got like millionaire gym owners now that we didn't have 10 years ago. It's not because there's one single tactic that's going to get them 30 new members. You don't want that. What you want is a tactic that's going to get you 1 member, 3 members that you can use over and over again for the next decade, and it will reliably set you up for lead gen. Okay. Look, if there's one thing that gets you 30 clients today, I guarantee you 2 things. You're not going to keep all those clients, and it's not going to work 3 years from now. If you know marketing basics and you know what works and you get replicable systems, then now you've got a business you can count on and be proud of for the next 30 years. Okay. Rant over. Effective hourly rate. I want you to get paid $6 more per hour. How about we do that? Okay. How would that sound? Then headcount. I want you to get 6 more clients. Let's say 6. ROI. Okay. I want you to get a better return. So I want you to pick like one thing, one expense in your life and improve the return that you get from that investment. Just one. If you can do one of these like every month, every 6 weeks, that's amazing ROI over the course of a year, right? That owner benefit, I want you to give yourself a raise. You pick the number, but I'm going to pick $60 a week. Wow. Okay. $240 a month. You pick any number you want. It can be as small as you want. I don't care if it's like $5 more per week or $100 more a month. Just having this goal is super important. Reaching the goal is super important. If you're not confident, pick a smaller goal. Like hit that goal, get some momentum. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pick the tactics for each one of these little SMART goals that we've picked. Okay. So we're going to start with an arm of $6. Okay. Teeny. And we're going to say, how can I improve my arm by $6 as quickly as possible? Well, let's find the tactic that will work most rapidly. So we go back to arm. Okay. I'm going to cheat here because I've been doing this for a very long time and I've got a ton of resources as somebody whose gym is in two brain. What's one way that I could increase my average revenue per member by $6 across the board? Goal reviews. That's easy. All I've got to do is get people in front of me, talk to them about their progress, talk to them about their goals. If they need a different prescription to get to their goals faster, I'm going to give them a different prescription. Sometimes this is a downgrade, but on average, and this is not like a deliberate upsell, what we find is that people in CrossFit affiliates are often pushing people straight into group classes because they think that's the CrossFit model. It's not. That's a different story. But instead of saying, like, here's what the client actually needs, they need some nutrition coaching or they need some one-on-one training, they just push everybody into the group. That's a mistake. What you actually want to do is prescribe the service that will help the clients the most. Now, it's not a deliberate, everybody needs personal training or everybody should sign up for the Spartan Race training camp. It's simply sitting down, measuring results and saying you need more, you need less, or you need to continue on the path that you're on. What we found though, is that about 30% of people upgrade their service by about 30% of what they're paying. And that means a net upgrade of about 9% across the board. If you do enough of these goal reviews, that's about a 9% revenue boost. Now, I know I only need $6 more in ARM this month, but my tactic is going to be goal reviews. So we're going to go back to this sheet here. Okay. Excuse the scrolling. And we're going to go goal reviews. How many goal reviews can I do in the next week or so? I could probably do 15. I'm going to put 15 down. I'm going to go for 15 goal reviews. Okay. Now, the first time I do this, it's not going to do much different. My clients are going to give me a high five. I might get a testimonial out of it, but it doesn't matter. My goal is to increase ARM. I'm going to book 15 goal reviews over the next week. Next, I want to improve my length of engagement by 6 weeks. Okay. So what's proven to increase length of engagement? Well, luckily it's goal reviews. Yes. 2 birds, 1 stone. Efficiency. There's my 15. Good. I'm done. Check. Then I'm going to improve my effective hourly rate by $6. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to need some time to do these goal reviews. So what I'm actually going to do is hire somebody to take 2 of my classes per week. Okay. 2 fewer classes. And in those 2 slots, I'm going to book my goal reviews. I'm going to get my clients in. Now, the purpose of this video is to tell you like how to choose a tactic and how to plan the work. It's not to tell you how to do a goal review. If you're in Two Brain, you click on the goal reviews tab. Everything is in there step by step by step. If you're not in Two Brain, we've got some free content on this. You could just Google Two Brain Business Goal Reviews or join gymownersunited.com and ask about goal reviews, and you'll get a ton of great responses there for free. Then, okay, how do I increase my head count by 6? Well, boy, oh boy, this is where there's just a ton of options, aren't there? I'm sure you've seen a ton online. Here's some of the ones that we teach in Two Brain. What is the fastest? Well, I want you to start by thinking like, what have you done that's worked in the past? Okay. We always think like we need this new thing. We're attracted to novelty, but the reality is we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. So when I did this exercise with somebody in Atlanta last week, they said, oh, well, I could just call all my former clients and get them back into the gym. I said, wonderful. Here's Here's a template for an email that you use to start the conversation. We call it the 10-word email. It's right here in the content vault in TwoBrain. If you're not in TwoBrain, you can just start texting former clients, try to get them back into the gym. So his goal was get 5 clients back in before Monday. What we're going to actually do here is we're going to try for 6. Okay. So we're going to get 6 clients in by doing former client outreach. Next up is ROI. Personally, I like to try to improve ROI on one expense per month. And so what my favorite thing to do is either a one of the 6 audits that if you're in TwoBrain, you just go to the toolkit, click on the 6 audits. It makes things super simple. Because I work with so many service professionals, what I like to do is just have the conversation. So I will call my accountant, my mentor, I will call my attorney, and I will say, like, what is one way that I can get a better return on the time that we spend together? This is not an offensive question. If you've got somebody who's good, they're not going to get all defensive and say, what do you mean? What they're going to say is like, oh, well, we can spend more time focused on this. So for example, TwoBrain actually has several attorneys, right? We have copyright and trademark and all kinds of stuff. And if I called one of them and said, how can I get a better return on our time spent together? They would say, well, let's just focus on this asset allocation instead of worrying so much about, the copyright stuff, whatever, right? Your accountant's even easier. They could say like, well, let's focus more on not overpaying your taxes and less time on doing your historical P&L or whatever that is. Okay. The key though, is that like, they'll know the answer. If you turn to your mentor, if somebody called me and said, how do I get a better return on our time together? I would say, let's get more tactical and let's just get like a really quick ROI on something. And then we'll come back to the big picture, longer term stuff later. Easy, right? Like a good professional will know the answer. You don't have to, you just have to ask them. So let's get a better ROI on our bookkeeping this month. Okay. And then net owner benefit, I want you to give yourself a raise of $60 a week. Okay. And so we're going to use a pay yourself first strategy. All right. Pay yourself first strategy is just basically like write checks in advance. That's all. And you're going to write yourself a paycheck for $60 more per week. You're going to start that on the 1st of next month. You're going to write these checks in advance for like 3 months. You're going to do it a hard copy, take them to the bank, deposit them. Now the money's coming out. You don't have a choice. You have to actually live up to that. Okay. You have to make the money to cover it. So now what we've got here are 5 tactics that we're going to use because goal review covers 2 of ours. We're going to be doing 15 goal reviews. We're going to be hiring somebody to take 2 classes off our plate to do the goal reviews. We're going to reach back out to former clients, possibly get some of them in for goal reviews. We're going to ask the question of our bookkeeper and we're going to pay ourselves first. Which one do we do first and when? Well, that's how we schedule action. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to pull out your calendars here. I've even got one in this workbook for you. You're going to schedule one thing, one tactic from the previous list into your calendar. So let's say that you're watching this and it's a Sunday. It's probably not. It's probably a Thursday or a Friday that you're watching this. You can start this next week. Let's start with Monday. Okay. Monday is maybe like the first of the month. Which action are we going to schedule in on Monday? I like doing the simple stuff first and like checking it off and building momentum. Momentum is what the Simple 6 is all about. So I'm going to pick the first thing, the easiest thing. And that is going to be, there's so many easy ones here. What I'm going to do is the former client outreach first. Okay. Monday, former client outreach. That's in. I've got 30 minutes set aside to do this. Can I cover all of my former client outreach in 30 minutes? Yeah, I think I can. I think actually what I can do, I'll give you 2 days on this. The first day I'm going to make a list of 30 clients that I would like back. Okay. So we're going to just actually break this down even more. 30 best alumni. Okay. These are former clients that you'd love to have back. Make that list. Tuesday, you got another 30 minutes. What are you going to do? You're going to email them all one by one or text. Now, if you're not sure what to text them and you're in TwoBrain, go look for the 10-word email in the toolkit. You can do that on text too. If you're not in TwoBrain, hey, pretend you're texting your mother. Okay. Just be informal. How's it going? Really care about you. Want to know that you're getting progress. That's it. The next thing that you're going to do. Okay. Wednesday. Now I've taken I've done one thing already this week that's going to grow my business, and that is outreach to 30 former clients. Okay. You're not just going to do a big spam email here. You're going to be deliberate about it, but you've already done something to grow your business. If the rest of the week goes to hell, you've done something to grow your business that normally you wouldn't have done. Next, what's the next easiest thing? Piece of cake, my bookkeeper. I'm going to email the bookkeeper. That simple question. How can I get a greater return on the time that we spend together? Now, they might say, oh, can we do a meeting? And maybe you schedule that meeting for next week. But honestly, most of the time, you should just say, hey, I'm looking for ideas. I'm doing this exercise called the Simple Six. You can blame Chris Cooper if you want to. Like, that's what people do now. And that's fine. But just ask the question. If you want to do something else and you're in Two Brain, go to the 6 audits on the toolkit and do like a facilities audit, a staff audit, a software audit, etc. And you'll find one way that you can improve the return on an expense, or worst case, you can cut an expense. We actually just did this and we cut out 2 pieces of software that we weren't even using. They were like redundant. Okay. That's it. So if you have to do the content audit, or the software audit or whatever, worst case is going to take you 2 days. Okay. So, software audit. Now, some of you will have blasted through this in like a day. Okay. Some of you, it's going to take 4 days. I know what it's like to be buried and overwhelmed, and I get it. Like, you're distracted. You're trying to focus. So I'm taking the most conservative, slowest timeline. I'm giving you extra time here. If you get through your bookkeeper email on Wednesday and it takes you 5 minutes, you just slide the next tactic right in there and you just keep going. Like, you keep that 30 minutes going and you'll just build momentum faster. But if this does take you 4 days, that's fine. You're still building momentum and you'll get better as we go. Okay, so now we've done a couple of things here: former client outreach and bookkeeping. We've improved our ROI on our bookkeeping, right? Small things, but we're growing our business. I'm pumped. The next thing I would look at is this one. Let's get somebody else on the calendar starting next week to take 2 of your classes. Buy yourself time. Okay, so 2 classes. So on Friday morning, you call your coaches and you're like, hey, look, I'm going to invest more time into building this business because that's what's going to benefit all of us. To do that, can you take my classes at 6 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday? Okay, or whatever. Get 2 scheduled classes off your plate. Just start with that. Yes, it's going to cost you money. And this made me nervous when I started. So I hired a cleaner named Sean, and Sean was making $11 an hour. That was the minimum wage at the time. And at 9 o'clock, Sean would come in and start mopping the floors. And while Sean was mopping, I would be writing emails to my clients or writing blog posts, doing the only thing that I could think of to grow my business. And it worked. Like, the first week I made an extra $330 because I got a client to come in and do personal training, and I paid Sean $22. So there's a little bit of a risk there, but it's a very short time to getting a good ROI on that. Okay. So you buy back your time. Now, if you want to work Saturday and Sunday on this, go ahead. Okay. Extra credit. You'll get faster momentum, but you don't have to. So Friday, you get somebody to do your classes. And then Monday, you start booking goal reviews. Okay. Tuesday, you start booking goal reviews. Wednesday, you're booking and doing goal reviews. Okay. You get through your 15 goal reviews. Now, what you've done are a bunch of things that are going to grow your business. In this goal review, of course, if somebody isn't making progress, of course, you're going to suggest to them that they do something different. It's not just try harder. Maybe it's come more often to my group classes, but maybe it's you need a little bit of personal training, or maybe it's like your nutrition, or maybe you need some accountability coaching to get you the sleep or the habits or whatever that is. They probably need more from you than just showing up and doing group classes. Just showing up and doing group classes does not fix everybody's problems all the time. That's a different topic. But after you get through these goal reviews, and I'm going to give you a full week. Okay. I think you should be able to get through Simple Six in a week, but I'm going to give you 2 weeks to get through it the first time. That's fine. And then on Friday, I want you to give yourself that raise. I want you to write those checks. And here's the beautiful part. The money's going to be there because of this other stuff that you've done. You've gotten a couple of former clients back probably. You've gotten yourself a better ROI on your bookkeeper. You've freed up the time to do goal reviews and probably ascended some clients. The money is going to be there. It's your job, though, your responsibility to take it out of the company instead of just letting it sit there. So now we've been through everything. Let's just check our work. We have done our goal reviews. Check. Okay. Double check. We have improved the effective hourly rate of ourselves by getting somebody to work, 2 other classes for us. We're still working, but now we've shown like we don't have to coach every class anymore. We've done our former client outreach. Maybe we've got a client or 2 back. We've improved the ROI on an expense, and we've given ourselves a raise. 2 weeks in, we have done more to grow a business than most gym owners do in a year. All right. Now what do? We start over. Okay, arm. Let's do it again. How do we get our arm up another $6? Oh boy, lots of opportunities here. How do we increase our leg another 6 weeks? Okay. How do we increase our effective hourly rate by another $6? You can make different goals here if you want to. How do we get 6 more clients? How do we improve our ROI on 1 more service? And how do we get another $60 a week raise? Look, it looks like, okay, Coop, I'm giving myself another $500 in the first month. Yeah, right. That's like $60 a week times 2, times 4 weeks. That's like another $480 a month. Yeah, you can do this in a month. The key is that you have to sit down and focus on these incremental goals and make these gains, and you will grow really quickly. If you look at the gyms in Two Brain who have reached like the $1 million net worth mark in like 2 to 3 years, this is what they're doing. They're not like, running one marketing campaign, suddenly getting 80 clients overnight, boom, done. It's small incremental gains repeated over time. Now, here's the key. These compound because you don't stop doing them. So let's say up here, the way that we got, our 6 more clients. Did we actually plan that? Yeah. Oh, we were getting clients back, right? So we get 3 clients back. We don't get the 6. That's still a great win. Don't stop doing that. The way that you plan that now is either you repeat it yourself. So on the second go round here, either we're going to get, former clients again, or we're going to hand that off to a staff person. Okay. This is what I mean by systemizing. When you've got something that's working, you can't stop doing it, but you don't have time to do the new thing that's also going to work, right? You have to systemize the thing that's working and give it to your staff. That's what systems are. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go down to your next week. Okay. All right. Former client outreach worked. We got, let's say 3 clients back. We didn't get our 6, but it worked. We got 3 clients. Awesome. Now what you're going to do is actually systemize that. And we're going to use that to increase EHR. We're going to get somebody else to do the client outreach. Aha. And you're going to do something else to improve headcount. Okay. For example, we teach a tactic called the 5130 in our ramp up program because it's quick to get 3 to 5 new clients really, really fast. Okay. So we're going to focus on that. Our arm, we are going to develop like a higher value service or maybe an on-ramp. On-ramp is really, really simple way to increase arm. It also increases leg. Okay. What's funny is that some people in the CrossFit community have said like no sweat intro is a barrier to entry. It's not a barrier to entry. It's a barrier to exit. You use a no sweat intro to start the prescriptive model and keep people around longer. Next, ROI. Okay. We're going to improve one thing. Maybe it's our software this time. Okay. And then we're going to give ourselves another raise of $60 a week. All right. Now, fantastic. We're doing it. We've got these forcing functions. Okay. So we're going to schedule our on-ramp. We're going to build an on-ramp program. We're going to teach one of our staff to do client outreach. We're going to do the 5130 post to get some new clients. We're going to do an ROI audit on our software. Let's start on Monday. What's the easiest thing to do? Well, it's a 5130. Okay. Now you've got the gist of it. You keep going. On Monday, you make that 5130. On Tuesday, you start building your on-ramp program. Build that on-ramp program. Okay. On Wednesday, you start selling it. It's ready to go. You don't need forever to build one of these. If you're in Two Brain, you click on the template, you download it, you tweak it to match your gym and bam, you're done. Okay. If you're a CrossFit affiliate and you just want to use like the 9 basic movements and set up personal training, boom, you're done. Price it, put it in the pricing binder. You're good. Move on. Then you're going to say, okay, now what? Well, the next thing I'm going to do, it's the easiest thing is a software audit. That's going to take you like 1 day. Look at your visa statement. Which one of these software do you not use? We had software that we used through the pandemic, lockdown, shutdown, whatever. We don't need that anymore. Boom, gone, done. Mission accomplished. I've grown my business by saving it $30 a month. Then I'm going to do EHR. So I'm going to systemize client reach out. How do you do that? Easy. You write down what you did. You book an appointment with another trainer on your staff and you say, let me teach this to you. And you're going to do this once a month. Done. Okay. Maybe that takes you 2 half-hour sessions. Whatever that is. Okay. Maybe it takes you 2. Then all that's left is give yourself another raise. Okay. So this was like a really easy week. What you'll find is that the more you do the 51 or the simple 6, the faster you're going to get, the better you're going to get at focusing, and the more momentum you're going to get. The key is to look for quick wins, small incremental goals. There are some other sheets in here. This is to help you teach and systemize processes that are working for staff. For example, let's say you do goal reviews with 15 clients. Hey, that was great. It really improved ARM. It's going to improve retention, but I can't do 15 of these every single week for the rest of my life. Let's teach it to staff. You fill in this go sheet. Okay. And that's what's going to teach it to your staff. And then you deliver it. Okay. Now, for CrossFit affiliates who are coming to this summit, we're going to give you like a copy of the Simple 6 or Gym Owner's Playbook or whatever book you want. You just scan this code and away you go. If you're watching this and you don't own a CrossFit affiliate though, the same principle works. And hopefully this is what you've picked up, is like these broad principles. I do want to walk through this one more time though. And instead of doing CrossFit, what I'm going to actually do is erase everything, start over, and just walk through the exercise as if I owned a 24/7 access-based gym where somebody paid a monthly membership, showed up, and like just used the equipment. And I'm doing this because I want to show you how flexible the system is. If you understand the principle, then you can apply the tactics effectively and grow your business. Okay, so this is the example we're going to use for a 24/7 access gym. Okay. Now, if you're running one of these gyms, your market's the same, but the tactics that you're going to use are a little bit different. So the principles still work. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with each one of these simple 6 metrics. You're going to measure where you are. You're going to have different strengths and weaknesses than a coaching or a CrossFit gym would, right? However, the process is going to be the same. So you're going to start off with like, what are all the different ways that I can earn more per client? Well, you can increase your rates. Okay. You can have like different services for clients who need them, etc. Okay. Then you're going to 6 storm. How do you keep clients longer? Well, check-ins, challenges, parties. Okay. Coaching businesses have much better retention. So if you're selling an access business, adding coaching as an option will increase retention in your best clients. Next, how do you improve your effective hourly rate? Well, you do more marketing and sales stuff and less like operational stuff. So you download ops, upload marketing. You might not know how to do that, but learning how is still a great way to improve your effective hourly rate. Next, how do you increase your headcount? Well, you could have like bring a friend day. You could have like parties. You could start doing like Facebook marketing. Whatever, like there's so many options here. Okay. Next, how do you improve the ROI? Well, maybe you don't actually need a front desk staff all the time, or like maybe you can get a better ROI on your marketing if you hire somebody that's better at it than you are. Okay. Maybe you can get a better ROI on your staff. One place where I worked early on when I was a personal trainer, they opened up a little coffee shop in the front because they wanted to get a better ROI on their staff who was just standing there taking appointments. Unfortunately, a coffee shop is actually super hard to run and they lost money. So it wound up costing them more and they got a worse ROI on their staff. But there are things that the staff person could be doing up there besides just booking appointments. Maybe they're trying to do consultations or something like that. Okay. So we're going to put staff, or maybe they like clean more. Next, net owner benefit. Well, you can give yourself a raise. You can set up a bonus plan for yourself. So when you hit 100 clients, you go up to this amount. When you hit 125 clients, you go up to the next amount, whatever. You're the boss. You get to make up your own incentive plan. Okay. And then finally, what we're going to do is set some goals. So if you're a 24/7 access based gym, the goal is to move every client up by $5 a month. Maybe it's to keep every client like 1 month longer. It's to improve your effective hourly rate by like $5 per hour. Headcount, maybe it's to get 10 more clients. Return on investment, maybe you can get a better return on your staff. Okay. And net owner benefit, you're going to give yourself a $50 a week raise. That's your goal. What's your tactic? Well, hopefully we've made a long list of tactics to improve your arm. We made a few suggestions to start off with. You can work with your mentor to do more, but just adding a PT option is one way to do it. Okay. And you can build that out in a day or two. Leg, you want to improve your leg by 1 month. I think you just have like you can set up a reward. We actually did have challenges. We had that written down as a tactic. Okay. So you can set up a challenge, increase your effective hourly rate by $5. Well, we could say, oh yeah, staff, we could hire more staff. Let's go back up to our list here. I don't want to guess. There's our headcount, EHR. Oh yeah, spend less time in ops and more time in marketing. Great. Okay. So you can improve your EHR by hiring somebody to do ops and you learning marketing. Learn marketing. Headcount, we said one of the options was bring a buddy day, bring a friend. ROI, you can get a better staff ROI by having them clean. And net owner benefit, just pay yourself first. Okay. Or we said bonus plan, didn't we? Okay, good. So what are we going to do? We're going to schedule action for each one of these. Okay, how long is it going to take to build out the personal training option? Not long. All we have to do is set it up. PT, okay? What's our pricing going to be? Who are we going to hire to actually do the work? Who can be trained to do the work? How do we train our staff on it? There's probably 3 days of work there, okay? Now, you might say, I don't have a personal trainer. I need to hire one. I need to build up ads. What you're going to do in this time is actually set up the ads and the pay scale. Obviously, a mentor can make this work for you in like a day. It might take you a week to figure it out on your own. But then, you're going to advertise. You're going to put the job description together. You're going to interview. The key is that once you've got that job description out there, you're going to move on to the next tactic in the simple 6. You don't use this time to do your interviews. You can schedule those interviews in later in the day, but you're going to move on to the next thing that's going to grow your business. Okay. So set up PT. Let's say that that's going to take you 3 days, but maybe like you're setting up interviews for the next week and you're just slotting those in your day. Okay. Those are easy. The next thing you're going to do after you add the PT option is set up a challenge. Okay, what kind of fun challenge can we do? Again, a mentor can help. You can do some research. Maybe it takes you 3-4 days to set up a challenge, post about it, charge for it, put it in your software, start promoting it. Okay, great. Now you got your challenge. What else can we do? Learn marketing. Okay, so we're going to do a Facebook marketing course. And that's going to run a week. Okay. If you're in two-brain, of course, like you can do this all in a day. You can talk to a specialist mentor. They can help you set up your Facebook. But if you're doing this on yourself, then it's going to take you longer. But the point is that you're doing it, right? You're making progress. You're going to set up your Facebook course and your goal is to have ads live within 10 days. I often say that when you buy a mentor, you're buying speed. This is one of the ways that works. Next, you're going to set up a bring a friend event. Okay. So BAF event. You're going to set that up and you're going to run it like down here, but the setup takes you 2 days. And then you're also going to set up, move one of you, have your staff cleaning more. So you're going to write a cleaning checklist first, then you're going to train your staff. Okay, then you're going to set up expectations. The point is, you might be able to do this in a day. It might take you a week, but you're moving forward and you're checking stuff off. And you'll see when you're languishing, like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing that Facebook course. It's been a month. I'm not making progress. Scrap it. Pick another way to improve your EHR. Okay. These things should take you a day. Sometimes it may take you 2, maybe 3. If something is taking you a month to get it done, it's not fast enough. There's a simpler way to grow. And that's really what the Simple 6 is all about, is fast but compounding action. So I hope I've given you a couple of examples today. I'm really happy to have shared this book, to have published it. This is the book that people are actually giving to their entrepreneurial friends more than any other of my books. So I'm really proud of that. And if you're coming to a CrossFit Affiliate Summit, great, come ask your questions. We'll have mentors there. But if you're running any kind of gym, you can use this book to get some simple tactics and get some momentum going. My hope is that by publishing this book, you can start feeling like you've got some momentum in your gym, you're generating a little bit of revenue, and you see even more the value of mentorship, because a mentor is going to use tools and frameworks like the Simple Six to get you fast action, quick wins, and make mentorship the best investment you can make with the largest return. I'm Chris Cooper. This is Run a Profitable Gym. If you have questions, you can go to gymownersunited.com and ask them there. Keep growing, keep serving, keep having an impact.